Okay, so let me do a little chat with you about like BPD symptom, unstable relationships. So, okay, I have not had very many relationships. I've had a therapist now tell me that they think I have ADHD. They gave me a diagnostic impression of ADHD and borderline personality disorder, which I have learned about quite a bit. ADHD, I really want to learn a lot more, and I do not feel that educated about borderline either. But anyway, unstable relationships. So for me, in my life, my relationships, like romantic relationships, I mean, that's what I assumed they were talking about. I know other types of relationships can also be unstable, but anyway, so when I was 15 is when I first had a boyfriend. Had two different ones. I wouldn't really think too much of that, I was just young and didn't last very long. I think that's pretty normal. And then when I met my first serious boyfriend, I was 17, but then we didn't meet in person till I was 19, I think. But in this being my first serious relationship, it was a little bit rocky, I think you could easily say. Well, it was long distance from the US to Canada, and I was in Manitoba and he was on the West Coast, so very far apart, and like both of us not having too much money to afford plane tickets or anything like that. So like our socioeconomic standing kind of was a thing that was making it challenging for us. And of course it was obvious that things would be difficult in that type of relationship. But anyway, we would fight sometimes. Everybody fights, and it was a very good relationship. But that's just such a strain on any relationship, being so long distance. I think it was like 2 hour time difference. Yeah, 2. It's 4 all the way across Canada. Anyway, so yeah, we were, I guess you could say, on again, off again. We broke up and got back together a bunch of times. But it was that sounds very unhealthy, doesn't it? I don't know, what do you guys think? But we were just head over heels. We were absolutely both so in love with each other. Like, it was not just me, he definitely was too. And, like, we just wanted to be together all the time. And it felt like, we could move a mountain to be together. Nothing was ever going to stop us. That's how it seemed. Definitely. And then that relationship ended kind of suddenly with me ending up being a homeless person. So anyway, then I meet my now husband. It was during that time. And then he took me to the east coast of Canada. And here we are. And now we've gotten married. We're not married, but we're common law. And we have 2 kids. So, I mean, you might see that as our relationship has been very stable ever since we met. Like, we've basically never even left each other's side almost. In all that time since we knew each other when we were both homeless. But it does feel much more rocky than that. It has. Like, I know it is weird to, like, am I being way too open about my relationships? I'm just trying to have an idea of, like, do I have an unstable relationship pattern? Like, on again, off again, that's the kind of thing that they mean, isn't it? Like, being like, that's it, we're breaking up. Well, like, the thing with me is I'm super clingy. I'm insanely clingy. I mean, I can go off and do things on my own. I've really been trying. Maybe it's something that I've been growing a lot with. Like, I do a lot of things by myself. I spend a lot of time actually alone. I try not to be insanely demanding. But I can start to feel that I'm not loved. This is what happens. I start to feel that I'm not loved. And I'm not sure where the feeling of being loved comes from when it is there. But, like, I think it might have to do with touching, because, like, sleeping together, I get a lot of the feeling of love. I don't mean, like, having sex. I just mean literally sleeping and, like, touching while you're asleep is such a comforting thing. And it like, I think I get a lot out of it. A lot of my needs of like to make me feel loved is met with that. But so if we don't sleep together one night, then it's really upsetting to me. You know how sometimes you have a fight and you'd be like, I'm sleeping on the couch. That's just horrible to me. Like, I feel it really makes me have a hard time. It affects my sleep. If I wake up at night and I lie in bed, then I'm like wishing they were there, you know? And yeah. I don't know. I think I'm like super needy and super clingy, but then now I try to like cover it up. I try to be like, okay, well, just just play it cool. You don't care. You couldn't care less, you know? And it's just like I'm such a nerd that it's like I can't even do that, man. I can't play it cool. Who am I trying to fool here? Who am I fooling? No one. That's for sure. But you know, side tangent. I have this theory that the way coolness actually works is that once you become like you go like further and further to the side of dorkiness, right? And then eventually you become like ultimate dork, and that it's like a circle, so it comes back to cool. Once you go off like ultimate dork side, then you're into like suddenly you're super cool. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, for instance, a person just like randomly wearing a tutu, I think could be so cool. Like people who are just like so random, unique, like they have their own style or something. I don't know. I just love it. Sometimes I'll see a person and I'm just like, they are clearly too cool for this place. They are too cool for this joint. And I like to say something about to the people to let them know, like, man, I am with you. I am with you. I'm behind you.